August 1975, Las Vegas Hilton, Nevada, United States, 6:47 p.m. Elvis lies on the bathroom floor, Suite 3000, white carpet beneath him, his body shakes, fever of 102 degrees, 4 hours now. Dr. Nick knocks on the door. Elvis, we need to cancel the show. Silence. Dr. Nick knocks again. Elvis, can you hear me? Elvis's voice comes out weak. How many people downstairs? Dr. Nick hesitates. 2,300. Elvis stands up slowly, grips the sink, looks at his own reflection. Pale face, sunken eyes, sweat on his forehead. Then they're getting a show. Dr. Nick enters, Elvis's personal physician for 6 years. Knows that look, seen it before. Elvis, your body can't take this. You have pneumonia. You need a hospital, not a stage. Elvis turns, walks to the bedroom, each step a battle. Bring me my suit, the white one, with the blue stones. What happens in the next 2 hours will reveal who Elvis really was, not the myth, the man. Here is the story. 7:15 p.m. Backstage of the showroom. Las Vegas Hilton. Elvis sits in a chair. Dressing room number 1, the same one for 5 years. Mirror-lined walls, warm lights all around. Joe Esposito stands beside him. Head of security, friend since 1960, 15 years together. Joe looks at Elvis, sees what nobody else sees. The shaking hands, the short breathing, the cold sweat. Boss, nobody's gonna judge you. Cancel, reschedule. Simple as that. Elvis closes his eyes, breathes deep. It hurts. Each breath hurts. How many shows have I cancelled, Joe thinks. 3. In 20 years, 3 shows. Elvis opens his eyes. And how many people traveled here? From how many states? How many countries? Joe doesn't answer. Knows the answer, knows Elvis. Some came from far, boss, England, Japan, even Australia. Exactly. Charlie Hodge enters. Guitarist, friend since the army, 1958, 17 years on the road. He brings the suit, white jumpsuit, blue Swarovski stones, weighs 24 pounds, custom made 3 months ago. Elvis stands up, walks to the suit, touches the fabric, heavy, hot, suffocating. This is going to be hard to wear today. Charlie holds the suit. Boss, can I bring something lighter? The black one, maybe? Something simpler? Elvis shakes his head. They paid to see Elvis Presley, not a lesser version. 7:45 p.m., 30 minutes to showtime. Dr. Nick prepares an injection. Dexamethasone, anti-inflammatory, strong dose. This will give you 2 hours, maybe 3. After that, you'll collapse. Elvis extends his arm, rolled up sleeve. Marked veins, years of injections. Then we have 2 hours, the needle goes in, Elvis doesn't even blink, used to it. Dr. Nick pulls out the empty syringe. Elvis, this isn't sustainable. Your body needs rest, needs to heal. Elvis stands up, puts on the jumpsuit. Charlie helps. Joe helps. The fabric sticks to sweaty skin. The weight pulls his shoulders. The stones reflect the light. I'll rest when I'm dead. Quick thought, have you ever worked sick because you felt you owed it to someone? Drop a comment. 8:11 p.m. Curtain closes. Lights go down. Audience silences. 2,347 people in the showroom. Each ticket cost $25. Sold out 6 weeks ago. Gone in 4 hours. Row 1, seat 12. Margaret Sullivan, 67 years old. Phoenix, Arizona. Drove 5 hours to get here. First time seeing Elvis live. Saved for 8 months. Row 8, seat 23. James Chen, 31 years old. Tokyo, Japan. Flew 11 hours, spent $1,000. Dream since age 15. Row 15, seat 7. Linda Morrison, 24 years old. Memphis, Tennessee. First saw Elvis in 1969, 6 years ago. Been to 12 shows. Notices something different today. Backstage. Elvis breathes, slowly, controlled. Joe stands on one side, Red West on the other. Head of security. Friend since high school, 1948. 27 years of friendship. Red looks Elvis in the eyes. Can you do this? Elvis smiles. Weak, but real, always could. The band starts. Also Sprach Zarathustra. Theme music. 2001, A Space Odyssey, playing for 4 years. The sound builds, deep bass. The theatre vibrates. Elvis walks, slow steps, each one measured, each one painful, reaches the curtain, closes his eyes, breathes deep, hurts, opens his eyes. The curtain opens, light explodes, screams explode. Elvis Presley enters the stage. 8:02 p.m. Stage, center, white spotlight, direct on Elvis. The jumpsuit shines, the stones sparkle, audience on their feet, everyone, 2,247 people. Applause thunders, screams echo. Elvis raises his hand, just one. Gradual silence. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, hoarse voice, more than usual. Some notice, most don't. Welcome to the Las Vegas Hilton. Applause again. The band starts. C.C. Ryder. Classic opening song. Since 1969, Elvis sings. Voice comes out, not perfect, but it comes. See what you have done. Moves his hips. Famous movement since 1956. 19 years doing this. It hurts. Every movement hurts. Nobody notices. Done, done, done. Glenn D. Harden on piano. Playing for 3 years, knows every song, knows Elvis, looks to the side, sees something wrong. Elvis's sweat, too much, too early. James Burton on guitar, lead guitarist, since 1969, 6 years playing with Elvis. Also notices Elvis's breathing, faster, shorter. Jerry Sheff on bass, Ronnie Tutt on drums, everyone notices, but keeps playing. Elvis finishes the song. Applause, screams, grabs the microphone, breathes, disguises with a smile. You all look beautiful tonight. Audience laughs. Especially you, sir. Front row, pink tie, man laughs. Touches his tie, audience laughs along. Elvis is performing, not just singing, performing, connecting like he always did. 8:17 p.m. Third song, Burning Love, recent hit, 1972, 3 years ago. Fast song, energetic, requires movement. Elvis sings, moves, spins, squats. Lord Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. Temperature really rising. Fever coming back. Medicine starting to wear off. Higher, higher. Voice fails slightly. Second verse. Nobody notices, except the band. Charlie Hodge approaches, guitar in hand, sings backing vocals, but watches Elvis. Worried. Elvis continues. Professional, always was. I'm just a hunk of burning love. Audience sings along, contagious energy, hands in the air, wide smiles. Song ends. Elvis stops, center stage, breathes heavy, too heavy. I need some water. Charlie runs, brings a bottle, always has one ready. Elvis drinks, hand shaking, holds tight to hide it. Audience applauds. Thinks it's part of the show, the showman resting, creating suspense. Linda Morrison, row 15, she knows different, seen Elvis 12 times, knows every gesture, every pause, turns to her boyfriend. Something's wrong. He looks, doesn't see anything. Looks perfect to me, no. Look at his eyes. 8:34 p.m., sixth song, you've lost that lovin' feeling. Slow ballad, less movement, more emotion. Elvis sits on the stool, center stage, microphone in hand, lights dim, soft spotlight, blue. You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. Voice comes out different, more fragile, more honest, and there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. Audience silences, listening, really listening. Elvis closes his eyes, sings, doesn't perform, just sings. Baby, baby, I'd get down on my knees for you. Margaret Sullivan, row 1, 67 years old, Phoenix, Arizona, tears flow. Didn't expect this emotion, this truth. If you would only love me like you used to do. James Chen, row 8, Tokyo, Japan. Understands every word, even though it's not his native language. Emotion is universal. We had a love you don't find every day. Elvis opens his eyes, looks at the audience, really looks. Sees Margaret crying, sees James smiling, sees 2,347 faces, each one waiting, each one believing. You've lost that loving feeling. Voice breaks, slightly, real emotion, not acted. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Song ends, silence, 3 seconds, then applause. but different, deeper, more reverent. Elvis stands up slowly, heavy legs, light head, thank you. Low voice, microphone picks it up, thank you very much. 8:52 p.m. Between songs, Elvis talks to the audience, always does this, part of the show. Personal connection. You know, I started singing when I was 10 years old. Audience listens, attentive. Church, Memphis, Tennessee, First Assembly of God Church, Humes Avenue, specific details, clear memory. My mother sat in the front row. Gladys Presley, always proud. Pause, drinks water, handshakes more. She used to say, Elvis, Aaron, you were born for this. Smiles, sad. She died in 1958, 17 years ago. Never saw me like this, on this stage, in these lights. Silence in the audience. Didn't expect this vulnerability, but I know she's watching. From somewhere, looks up, genuine. And I hope she's proud. Margaret Sullivan cries more. James Chen wipes his eyes. Linda Morrison holds her boyfriend's hand. 9:08 p.m., 11th song. Suspicious Minds, huge hit, 1969, 6 years ago, long song. 7 minutes live, lots of movement, lots of energy. Elvis breathes deep. Band starts. Characteristic guitar. We're caught in a trap. Elvis moves, arms, hips, legs. I can't walk out. Body hurts, every cell hurts, continues. Because I love you too much, baby. Audience responds, sings along, energy increases. Why can't you see? Elvis spins, knee almost buckles, disguises it, turns it into movement. What you're doing to me? Breathes between verses, quick, shallow. When you don't believe a word I say? Dr. Nick watches from backstage, hands in pockets, tense, worried. Joe Esposito beside him, ready to go up. If necessary, we can't go on together. Elvis sings louder. Compensates, always compensates, with Suspicious Minds. The song continues, speeds up, slows down, speeds up again, classic format, false ending, then comes back. Elvis uses every second, every note, every beat. And we can't build our dreams. Voice strong now, adrenaline, last reserve, on Suspicious Minds, true ending. Guitar closes, drums stop, applause explodes, standing ovation, everyone on their feet, everyone applauding. Elvis bows, slightly. Pain shoots through, smile hides it. 9:15 p.m. 2 songs remaining. Elvis at the microphone, sweat dripping, jumpsuit shirt soaked, heavy. Heavier. You've been a wonderful audience. Applause. But I need a favor. Curious silence. This next song. Sing with me. All of you. Loud laughter. Agreement. Because honestly, I don't know if I can do it alone. More laughter. They think it's a joke. It's not. Can't help falling in love. Classic closing song. Since 1961. 14 years closing shows. Band starts. Soft. Piano. Strings. Wise men say. Elvis sings. Tired voice, but honest. Only fools rush in. Audience sings along, like he asked. But I can't help falling in love with you. 2,347 voices, 1 harmony, imperfect, but beautiful. Elvis closes his eyes. Lets the audience carry it, just holds the microphone. Shall I stay? His voice barely comes out. Audience covers. Would it be a sin? Tears start. In Elvis's eyes. Nobody sees. Lights obscure. If I can't help falling in love with you. Song ends. Applause thunders. Elvis opens his eyes. Thank you very much. Good night. Bows one last time. Extreme pain. Doesn't matter. Walks to the exit. Slow steps. Deliberate. Curtain closes. Lights go down. Elvis collapses. 9:18 p.m. Backstage. Elvis on the floor, Joe holds him, Charlie runs, Dr. Nick kneels, pulse fast, 160 beats, dangerous, blood pressure low, 90 over 50, too low, ambulance, now Red West already called, 3 minutes ago. As soon as he saw Elvis exit, they arrive in 4 minutes, paramedics, stretcher, oxygen, Elvis semi-conscious, murmurs something, Joe leans down. The show, I finished the show. Yes, boss, you finished. Good. Sunrise Hospital, Las Vegas, Nevada, 10:47 p.m. Elvis in a room, IV in his arm. Oxygen in his nose, monitors beeping. Dr. Elias Ganem enters, hospital physician, specialist in internal medicine. Results confirm severe pneumonia, extreme dehydration, physical exhaustion. Dr. Nick shakes his head. I warned him. Dr. Ganem looks at Elvis. You performed like this, in this condition. Elvis smiles weakly. Had to. Why? Because they came from far away. They waited. They paid. They believed. Dr. Ganem stops. Understand something. About Elvis. About commitment. You need to stay 5 days. Minimum antibiotics. Rest. No exceptions. Elvis closes his eyes. And the next show's cancelled. All of them. Next 2 weeks. Silence. Elvis doesn't respond. Just accepts. August 22nd, 1975. 6 days later. Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis at home, second floor, his bedroom, stack of letters on the bed. 427 letters, arrived in 6 days, all from fans. From the August 15th show, all saying thank you. Elvis reads one, then another, then more. Margaret Sullivan wrote, Phoenix, Arizona. Dear Elvis, I'm 67 years old, waited my whole life to see you, worth every second, every penny. Thank you for not giving up. James Chen wrote, Tokyo, Japan. Mr. Presley, you've been my hero since 1964, 11 years. I flew 11 hours to see you. You were sick, I didn't know, but you sang anyway. That's character. Linda Morrison wrote, Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis, saw you 12 times. That show was different. I saw who you really are, not the king, the man. Thank you for being real. Elvis folds the letters, slowly, carefully. Priscilla enters. Ex-wife, divorced since 1973, 2 years, but still close. How are you feeling? Tired? You almost died, Elvis, I know. Was it worth it? Elvis looks at the letters. All of them. 427 lives touched. Yes. Deeper thought. Have you ever given everything you had for something you loved, even if it cost your health? Drop a comment. August 16th, 1977. 2 years later. Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis dies, 42 years old, bathroom. Second floor, 2:30 p.m. Official cause, heart attack, arrhythmia, real cause. Years of abuse, of his own body, never stopped, never rested. Performed until he couldn't anymore. Funeral, August 18th, 1977, Graceland. 80,000 people, in the streets, on the sidewalks, crying. Margaret Sullivan is there, 69 years old now, travelled from Phoenix. Holds the letter Elvis never saw. Her response, never sent. James Chen is there, 33 years old, flew from Tokyo, last time seeing Elvis. Different from 1975, Linda Morrison is there, 26 years old, from Memphis, lives nearby, always has, everyone remembers. That show, August 15th, 1975, when Elvis was dying, but performed anyway, 49 years later. Graceland, museum now, trophy room, second floor, white jumpsuit, blue Swarovski stones, displayed in glass, plaque underneath. Worn by Elvis Presley, August 15th, 1975, Las Vegas Hilton, performance despite severe pneumonia, hospitalized 3 hours after show. Example of professional dedication. Thousands visit every year, every month, every day. Look at the suit, read the plaque, understand something about sacrifice, about commitment, about love. Not romantic love, professional love. Love for the craft, for the art, for the people. August 15th, 1975. Wasn't Elvis's greatest show, wasn't the longest, wasn't the most technical, but it was the most revealing, because it showed. When everything's against you, when your body says stop, when logic says quit, character says continue, and Elvis continued, because he promised, because he cared, because he was Elvis Presley. Dr. Nick died in 2009, 85 years old, Memphis, Tennessee. Final interview, 2008, 1 year before. Reporter asks, what was the hardest day with Elvis? Dr. Nick doesn't hesitate. August 15th, 1975. Why? Because I saw a man choose 2,000 people over his own life, health, safety, everything. Pause, and I couldn't stop him, because it was Elvis. And Elvis never let anyone down. except himself. Joe Esposito died in 2016, 85 years old, Los Angeles, California. Posthumous book, published in 2017. Good Rockin' Tonight, 20 Years with Elvis. Chapter 14, The Show That Almost Killed Elvis. Last page of the chapter. I worked with Elvis for 20 years, saw thousands of shows, incredible performances, magical moments. But August 15th, 1975, that one was different. It wasn't the best show technically. The voice wasn't perfect. The movements weren't sharp, but it was the most honest, the most courageous, the most Elvis, because on that stage, in those 2 hours, Elvis chose to give when he should have received, chose to perform when he should have rested, chose to be Elvis Presley, even if it cost everything, and for that choice, he'll always be the king. Margaret Sullivan died in 2019, 111 years old, Phoenix, Arizona, daughter found. Among her belongings, small box, wood, locked, inside. Show ticket, August 15th, 1975, Las Vegas Hilton, row 1, seat 12. Photo of Elvis, autographed, bought at the show, and a letter, handwritten, never sent. Dear Elvis, you'll never read this, I know, but I need to write it. I'm 67 years old, worked 45 years, raised 3 children, buried a husband, hard life, no luxuries, no breaks. I saved for 8 months to see you. Once, just once, and you were sick. I didn't know, but you knew, and even so, you sang, you smiled, you gave everything. Not for money, not for fame, for me, for us, 2,000 strangers who traveled, who waited, who believed. Thank you, not just for the show, but for the lesson. That commitment matters, that given word matters, that people matter. You taught me, at 67 years old, something I'll carry for the rest of my life. Be who you say you are, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts, with eternal love, Margaret. James Chen died in 2021, 77 years old, Tokyo, Japan, COVID-19, last words. To his daughter, hospital, video call, tell me again about Elvis. She smiles, knows the story, heard it 1,000 times. August 15th, 1975, you flew to Las Vegas. Yes. Spent all your money, all of it. Saw Elvis, I did. And he was sick, very sick. But performed anyway, yes. Why, Dad? James smiles, last smile, because it was Elvis, and Elvis never quit, never, even at the end, especially at the end. Linda Morrison is alive, 70 years old, Memphis, Tennessee, 2024, works as a guide, Graceland. For 15 years, every tour, passes by the trophy room, sees the white jumpsuit, and tells the story to tourists, to fans, to whoever will listen. This suit, Elvis wore it when he was dying, not metaphorically, literally. Pneumonia, fever, pain. Doctors said no, friends said no, body said no, but 2,000 people said yes, with their presence, with their hope, with their faith. And Elvis chose them. I don't know if it was right, I don't know if it was wise, but I know it was Elvis, completely, totally, eternally Elvis, giving everything until there was nothing left. Today, Graceland receives 600,000 visitors per year. Many stop at that room, at that suit, read the plaque, understand the story, and learn something about dedication, about commitment, about love, not romantic love, professional love, love for the craft, for the art, for the people. August 15th, 1975. Wasn't Elvis's greatest show, wasn't the longest, wasn't the most technical, but it was the most revealing, because it showed when everything's against you, when your body says stop, when logic says quit, character says continue. And Elvis continued, because he promised, because he cared, because he was Elvis Presley. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. This story isn't about perfection. It's not about infallibility. It's about humanity. Elvis was human, flawed, complicated, even problematic. But on that stage, that night, those 2 hours, he was something more. heroic, without armor, without superpowers, just a man, sick, exhausted, determined, doing the right thing because it was right, not because it was easy, precisely because it was hard. If you enjoyed this story, if it touched you, if it made you think, leave your like, share, subscribe, because these stories, these moments, these lessons need to be remembered. In a time when quitting is easy, where commitment is rare, where given word means nothing, Elvis reminds us of when it did. And unfortunately, they don't make men like Elvis Presley anymore.